Hi. If you find this content useful, please support my channel on Patreon. Become a member of the family and get yourself the offered rewards. You find the link in the description. Today we have a look at creating the plucks and strings in my little example. Here we left off last time.
In the darkness, you shine for me, a world in shadow, uncovering.
Let's create the plucks first. Again, I pick Harmless and make an instrument track. Hold Alt to directly open the renaming field. First of all, I need a suitable sound. I set decay and release of my amp section to about the middle. Reduce the filter cutoff to where I would like the sound to end at. A bit more filter width. And I reduce the keyboard tracking to filter out a bit more of the higher tones. I set the envelope amount to my liking. Bend the decay curve a bit more. And set the decay to about 350 milliseconds. I go with a classic low-pass filter here. Unison to 5 voices and reducing the pan width to the middle. More detuning. And a bit of unison variation. Finally, some warming. I reuse the MIDI from my chords and copy them to the plucks.
In the darkness, you shine for me, a world in shadow.
Let's do some basic EQing with less lows and a little bump in the upper mids to pronounce the unison detuning.
In the darkness, you shine for me, a world in shadow, uncovering. In the darkness, you shine for me.
But of course, that's not really a pattern for some plucks. The plucks shall add some rhythm beside their tonal benefits. Here the piano roll editor of FL Studio really shines. I cannot really understand why so many people often ask what would be so special about it. Let's have a look how you would create the pluck pattern in most of other DAWs. Selecting the notes of the first chord and reducing the notes to a shorter length. Now you would have to copy the notes to where you like them. And this you would have to do for every chord.
In the darkness, in the darkness, you...
On top of that, you would have to redo everything if you want to test different rhythms. Stone Age. I cannot imagine a more cumbersome method. Luckily, we don't have to worry about this topic. The Tools section of our piano roll editor offers an elegant solution for most common tasks. The solution for this problem is the Chop tool. By default, it's slicing and arranging all the notes according to the chosen pattern.
In the darkness, you shine for... In the darkness, you shine for me.
This is a pattern I like to use. With a single click, and I can preview the changes in real time. All the tedious work is done in a second. I found my wished rhythm already in the presets, But if it wouldn't exist, it's super easy to create one on your own. Just create a new pattern for the instrument you like to work with, enter on C5 the rhythm you like to have, which can be as short or as long as you like, and save the score. Navigate to the chopping folder in your user library, give it a name, and save it. Say bye-bye to the pattern, as we don't need it anymore. Back in our Plucks pattern, Alt-U to open again the chopper. The new created pattern is already present in the list. I choose quickly a different pattern here that you can see the new one works as expected. Perfect.
In the darkness, you shine for me. Oh, all in shadow.
This tool saved me a lot of work and headache and makes experimenting with different rhythms a breeze. The plucks are a bit loud though. I like to use the sound godizer as it makes plucks really shine. Now some scent effects. For the plucks I like a ping-pong delay. The stereo effect scent preset is a nice starting point. I put the panning all the way to the left and turn down a bit of the volume. A bit more feedback. I leave the dotted rhythm, but as I put my panning to the left, I set the offset a bit to the right. I like what it adds to the sound, but I don't want to have the full signal. For some additional movement, the higher frequency are enough and are easier to mix. Let's do some reverb too. I like to have a part of the delay signal running through the reverb as well. High and low cut. And as it's a sand effect, I don't want any dry signal, but more of the wet. I want a decay of 3 seconds, a bit more bass, a bit more damping, and set the crossfade to about 700 Hz. I face here the same problem as last time with the vocals. The plucks need to be very wet, but shall not lose any clarity. This means again sidechaining the returns.
You shine for me.
As with the chords, the plucks shall support the vocals, but not fight with them, as they are again in the same frequency range. I sidechain the plucks to the vocals to make my life a bit easier for mixing them afterwards. Just a little bit, to gain another time 1 or 2 decibels of headroom. I like to have the plucks slowly coming in. I insert an EQ for the automation. I set the volume to the point where I want to start with and create an automation clip. The same for high pass and the low pass filter. I like to fade in the plucks up to bar 37. Band 7 is my low pass, which shall be open for the last 8 bars. Now the high pass. That's our automation. But it's still a bit loud.
In the darkness, you shine for me. A world in shadow, uncovering.
The first part of the plucks are barely noticeable, so I delete the first clip.
In the darkness, you shine for me. A world in shadow, uncovering. Lost and wandering, falling through the clouds, but there you are to lead the way.
That's okay so far, but I don't want to play the same pattern all the time. I make the second pattern unique and select the unique one for every second clip. I like a different transition at the end. Let's hear it in isolation. First the normal pattern, followed by the new one. Let's do some changes for the last clip. As long as you stay in key, you can experiment to whatever sounds best in your opinion. In context,
Everything that I feel inside is true.
Especially the end build up some tension and helps leading into the drop. Now the strings. They shall add some different tonality to the otherwise completely synthetic part. I use a string pack of flicks for them. A bit more release. The strings shall start at bar 21, that every 8 bars something different happens. I copy over the notes from the bass to the string pattern and transpose them up to the 5th octave. For the bass, I needed to transpose the last 2 notes 1 octave up as they were too low. Now they go back to where they normally belong to. I duplicate the notes to have a 16 bars pattern in total. By doing so, I do not have the need to make a pattern unique for the changes I have in mind. I want to have a transition to the next 8 bars by cutting the last note in half and have an F playing in between. It fits well as these D, F and A build already the D minor chord. For the next section, I insert a slide note for some special effect. Sounds a bit strong in isolation, but adds a lot in context. I noticed that the strings are off the center. This panning to the right let them stand out a bit too much for my taste, so I bring them back to the center again. To me, this way they jail better with the rest. Some basic EQ. and some more reverb to soften the edges. I don't want to have them playing all the time. One clip here and the second one at the end should be enough. That's what we've got for today.
In the darkness, you shine for me. A world in shadow, uncovering. Lost and wandering, falling through the clouds, but there you are to lead the way. Finally, I can see what I want, I see with you. Everything that I feel inside is true. Finally, I can see.
I saved the project file for my patrons, whom I like to thank again for their great support. Stay tuned for the next episode, and thank you for watching.